The Sufis coming from Arabia and Central Asia spread Islam in the Indo-Pak subcontinent through their knowledge, practices, exalted morality and spiritual authority. Amongst those Sufis, Sultanul Arifeen Hazrat Sultan Bahu has a very prominent status. He was from the Awan tribe, who are the descendants of Hazrat Ali's non-Fatimid children. Hazrat Sultan Bahu's ancestors migrated from the Hijaz to Hamdan and then settled in Khurasan. In the 6th century Hijrah, at the time of the attack by the Tartars, they migrated from Khurasan and settled in India. Hazrat Sultan Bahu's forefathers, probably 6th or 7th line prior to him, settled in the area of Kallar Kahar and Anga town of Soon Sakasir Valley. His father, Sheikh Hafiz Bazed Muhammad, relocated to Shorkot Fort, District Jhang, before his birth. He was born in Shorkot in 1629 and passed away in 1691 in the same city. It was the reign of Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb at that time, and the Muslims were living in total freedom in that area. But after the death of Aurangzeb, the Mughal Empire started crumbling and India fragmented into small states, resulting in loss of the religious freedom for Muslims. The British started their occupation from south in the form of the East India Company, whereas the Sikhs captured Punjab's surrounding provinces. In 1857, the British established their control on the whole of India. The subsequent struggle, which went on for 90 years, earned Allah Almighty's blessings in form of freedom for the Muslims of India on 14th August 1947, 27th Ramzan on the night of Power, Laylatul Qadr, due to the revolutionary thoughts of Allama Iqbal and the zealous leadership of Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, and Pakistan, based on the ideology of the Islamic creed La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, came into existence. In the early hours on the same day, 14th August 1947 and 27th of Ramzan on the Laylatul Qadr, the night of power, from the 8th line of Hazrat Sultan Bahu, a child was born in the household of Sultan Muhammad Abdul Aziz, who was named Sultan Muhammad Asghar Ali. Sultanul Faqr. Hazrat Sultan Muhammad Asghar Ali's childhood was spent at the shrine of Hazrat Sultan Bahu in a very simple atmosphere of faqr and intimate knowledge of Allah Almighty. His basic education started from the local school at the shrine of Hazrat Sultan Bahu, and later it was completed at Naushera in the Soon Sakasir Valley. Afterwards, he remained in the company of his father and spiritual mentor, Hazrat Sultan Muhammad Abdul Aziz. He often mentioned an incident that once he was called by Baba Ahmed, a very long time serving fakir of his grandfather, Sultan Fateh Muhammad, as well as father, who asked him, "Would you like to acquire the bliss of Faqr-e-Muhammadi or only want to adopt traditional Piri and Muridi, which is mentor and discipleship?" Baba Ahmed further explained that mentor discipleship was simple and it provided satisfaction to nafs, where the path of faqr is full of challenges and responsibilities. He replied, I will adopt the path of faqr. In that case, Baba Ahmad exhorted, you will have to establish disciple-mentor relation with Sultan Muhammad Abdul Aziz instead of maintaining routine son-father relation. He said, from that day until the death of Hazrat Sultan Muhammad Abdul Aziz, my relationship was not of a son and father, but of disciple and mentor. That is how he accomplished his path of Allah's recognition under the guidance of his father and spiritual mentor. Sultan al-Faqr Hazrat Sultan Muhammad Asghar Ali, endowed with expertise of Dawat, Hazuri and the ultimate zikrs of Isme Allah Zat. For example, zikr with breathing, inscribing Isme Allah Zat on the body with the imagination known as Mashke Wajudiya, and the kind of the zikr such as Isme Yahu. Alongside the spiritual education and practices, he also had training of horse riding, which has been the tradition of the family of Sultan Bahu. He used to say, the horse is the transport of prophets and martyrs, and keeping the horse for the sake of prosperity and looking after well results in betterment. It is narrated in Sahih Bukhari that the Prophet Muhammad said, prosperity is kept in the forehead of the horse till the day of judgment. He was an adroit equestrian and an accomplished lancer in tent pegging. He participated in numerous tent pegging competitions at the national level and bagged many laurels.
सवारी जेडी असां उन्हां दी वेखी है तकरीबन मियां वाली दे ज़िले च वो शय असां पहली दफ़ा वेखी है.
When Hazrat Sahab came to D Khan with the horses and he introduces the trend of tent pegging in D Khan when the clubs used to wear their own uniform. Before in D Khan or in our area, it was famous, tent pegging was famous, but thing is people don't used to wear the uniform. Thing is he introduces uniform, then he introduced section, we called in tent pegging, we called one thing, it is section of 4 horses, but he introduces 8 horses also section. And once we had, I have witnessed in D Khan, they had this tent pegging at night when they used to put candles on the thing and they used to have tent pegging.
He spent his childhood, teenage and adolescence in the company and close association of his father and spiritual mentor. Besides bestowing him with faqr and marifat, his father and spiritual mentor, in accordance with Sunnah of the Holy Prophet, unraveled worldly mysteries with the key of faith. In March 1979, Sultan Muhammad Abdul Aziz administered his bay'at at the shrine of his own spiritual mentor, Sayyid Muhammad Bahadur Ali Shah al-Mashhadi. His love and closeness with his spiritual mentor and father was such that often people used to say that he was not the disciple but the beloved of Hazrat Sultan Muhammad Abdul Aziz. Hazrat Sultan Muhammad Abdul Aziz passed away in Lahore on the 13th of April 1981 and was buried half furlong towards southeast of the shrine of Hazrat Sultan Bahu. After the death of his father and spiritual mentor, Sultan Muhammad Asghar Ali took over the role of Sufi master and made the shrine of his spiritual mentor as a role model for practically presenting to the rest of the world all blessings in marifat and faqr he acquired from his spiritual mentor and father. In the first phase, he built a beautiful mosque next to the shrine of his mentor. Design, construction and renovation of the mosque are true reflection of his love for Islamic architecture, design and calligraphy. Its interior is decorated with multicolored Multani mirror tiles and its tall minarets also reflect his aesthetics. The mosque is a beautiful blend of elegance and solidity. In the second phase, in 1987, he founded Islahee Jamaat in order to fulfill the obligation of Faqr Muhammadi and inviting people towards Allah, Dawat ilallah, and by late 1999 established Aalmi Tanzeem Arifeen to promote unity of the Muslim Ummah.
I had listened a lecture from Islahee Jamaat instructor. I said to him, the lecture delivered by the person trained under you, I have heard, and I admire his lecture due to the fact that the lecture delivered by him consists of teachings of Sultan Bahu with explanations from Quran and Hadith.
He was strictly against sectarianism, and he believes that all Muslims are alike.
He often used to say that all the holy prophets, including Hazrat Muhammad and Sufis, spread Islam by traveling and also by strengthening contact with people to inspire them towards Allah. Sufis and spiritual mentors of the perfect order also fulfill the same duty. Owing to attachment with and faith in the same ideology, it is paramount for all of us to break away from stagnation and decline and adopt a life of action and struggle. For effective communication of his mission of Marifat, he organized the Jamaat at district, tehsil and unit level countrywide and undertook frequent visits of different parts of the country. He also introduced his pacifist mission at the international level.
His disciples have gone all over the world internationally, in all the 5 continents, and they're working for the peace, for global peace and harmony. It was his utmost desire to bring peace internationally. He wanted to see global peace. He wanted to see love and harmony in this world, on this earth of ours.
He was a man of qualities. The way which he adopted to take the mission of Hazrat Sultan forward, that was totally different from the structure which was working at that time. And the organization and the networking which he introduced, that gave a new attraction to the people towards the mission of Hazrat Sultan.
Allah Almighty blessed Sultan Muhammad Asghar Ali with a dynamic personality. He was Sultan ul-Faqr and spiritual mentor, inspirational leader, and a visionary intellectual. He had sound aesthetics for architecture and also mastery in horse riding, as well as tazidari, a very special and classical horse training technique. He enlightened his followers with commentary of the Holy Quran and dimensions of practical implementation of the Holy Sunnah. He also guided the seekers of Allah Almighty with purification of nafs, which is one's self, cleanliness of heart, and the manifestation of soul, zikr of Isme Allah Zat, and secrets and mysteries of Sufism. Such was the force of his inspirational personality that whosoever met him or had a conversation with him even once became his admirer and remembered the interaction for the rest of his life, as Allama Iqbal said.
हुजूम क्यों है ज्यादा शराब खाने में, फकत ये बात कि पीरे मुगा है मर्द खलील.
Reason behind crowding in the company of the saint is his motivational personality.
He was a murshid, a real murshid, and I should tells you that sometimes I call him Murshid Kul. He may be called a word teacher. He was a great man. He was a great saint. He was extraordinary person. You can't imagine how great he was.
Despite being the heir of a great shrine in the Islamic world and the founder of an international movement, his modesty and humility was remarkable. It is best illustrated by the fact that he never referred to himself as I, instead always used the phrase, "this humble being." He always greeted his visitors with affection and warmth. His hospitality was proverbial and generously served his guests.
He used to arrange breakfast meeting for me. And there were friends all over who were very keen. They would come and ask me, please take us for that breakfast. This is a wonderful breakfast. You name anything and it was there. And after that breakfast, one could not eat for another 12 hours. So that was the amount of hospitality he would give to everyone.
He met people from all walks of life, without any discrimination of color, tribe, or status. He described worldly status and ostentatious worship as temporary and fleeting, and always considered piety without pretension as the true criteria of faith and the worldly life. Perhaps this was one of the main reasons that he was against the contemporary shrine tradition of frequently granting vice-regency. Due to this fact, in his life, outside of the family of Hazrat Sultan Bahu, he granted the turban of Khulafa only to the single personality of Mian Ziauddin. And that was due to the latter's true passion for and steadfastness in quest of Allah Almighty. Otherwise, there was a beeline of great scholars, sheikhs, and pious people amongst his disciples who would make great sacrifices. However, other than members from the family of Hazrat Sultan Bahu and Mian Ziauddin, he had not given khulafa to anyone else or permitted anyone to administer bayat or give permission for zikr, etc. On the 14th of April 2003, he took his son and heir, Sultan Muhammad Ali, to the shrine of Hazrat Sultan Bahu, administered his bayat, placed his own turban on Sultan Muhammad Ali's head and said, "I am handing over this turban of Faqr Muhammadi, which reached to me in strict confidence, to you. And from today onwards, you are the head of the movement and the spiritual order and path." On this great and historic occasion, the devotees could not understand the reason behind this decision. In fact, 8 months and 13 days after this momentous occasion, on 26 December 2003, the sad news that the founder of Islahee Jamaat and Aalmi Tanzeem Arifeen, Sultan Muhammad Asghar Ali, has passed away after brief illness in a hospital at Dera Ismail Khan, spread all over.
It was Allah's blessing on us that I or my family had the honor to host him in the last days, and that honor came to us also. Our whole family lost the senior member, the most senior member, or you can say the head of our family. This was the feeling of our family, and we still miss him a lot. Whenever my father used to remember him, he has tears in his eyes.
His demise came a little too early, and it was quite a shock, personal shock to me, that I had lost a friend, a sympathizer, a patron. Thereafter, the role that his two sons, the illustrious sons, I would say, who are young, who are vibrant, very well educated, very articulate, they took on his mission so they can carry the torch forward. And that torch, I'm sure, has been lit by their late father.
When his blessed body was placed in front of the shrine of Hazrat Sultan Bahu, it was the time of night and all of the birds were asleep, but everyone saw all of the pigeons from the shrine flocked in the air above his blessed body, with people all around grieving that a great personality has left this mortal world. As a Persian poet said,
Dar chashme zadan sohbate yaar aakhir shud, bue gul sair nadida mubahar aakhir shud.
so sad that within the blink of an eye, the company of the friend ended. The fragrance of flower is no more, and the spring ended. His spiritual blessings and international peace movement are moving forward under the supervision of his heir, Sultan Muhammad Ali.
जारी रहेगा चश्मे फैज़ अब तक, असगर अली वली के हैं झंडे गड़े